The truth behind massive PGA Tour payback LIV Golf defectors are facing. The framework agreement deal between the PGA Tour and the Saudi Arabian Public Investment Fund has been on a standstill since its announcement in June 2023. This is an update on the status of this deal between the PGA Tour and LIV Golf. This remains to be a stalemate. We scanned through the records of Golf.com, Golf Digest, and Golf Week for the status of the unification of the two golf leagues. Keep us company to the tail end of this video to find out what the PGA Tour players are asking LIV defectors to do if they want to return to the PGA fold. What is the latest on the PGA PIF talks? President Donald Trump intervened in two meetings between the PGA Tour and the PIF on February 6th and February 20th, 2025 at the White House. The meeting was attended by PIF Governor Yasser Al-Rumayyan, PGA Tour Commissioner Jay Monahan, PGA Tour player directors Adam Scott and Tiger Woods. Unfortunately, the two sides came no closer to reaching an agreement on how to reunify the game. The February 20th meeting took all of 4 hours. The closest the talks got to reunification was former LIV golfer Rory Cantor's appearance in the 2025 Players' Championship. His finishing second at the South African Open to end up at number 42 of the official world golf rankings got him qualified. His eligibility sprung from he's never being a tour member, his playing on the DP World Tour, and his not having competed in a LIV event for more than a year. A 2022 and 2033 LIV golfer, Rory last played on LIV last February 2023 in Las Vegas. That's about all the progress seen on the reunification front of the two leagues. It might take some time before the rest of his former cohorts follow his lead. To add insult to injury, there is no next meeting scheduled as the PGA is entering a busy stretch in its season while LIV Golf is playing events in Hong Kong and Singapore. 70% of fans want to see the game reunified, while 30% want to see a PIF investment in the tour. In the event that reunification will turn out not to be feasible, the PGA is doing everything it can to strengthen its schedule as well as its fan engagement. While significant negotiation efforts have been made to unify professional golf under a single entity, now including presidential intervention, a definitive agreement between the PGA Tour and LIV Golf has yet to be reached. What could PGA golfers possibly want from the LIV defectors? Continue viewing with us and you will soon find out. What has Jay Monahan, PGA player Rory McIlroy, former PGA Policy Board member Jordan Spieth, and LIV Golf captain Bryson DeChambeau have to say about the PGA PIF talks? While Jay spoke of a desire to have all the best players in the world play under one tour umbrella, this appears to be antithetical to the LIV Golf rhetoric of planning to stick around and even grow when a merger is completed. This disconnection between the reunification goal of the PGA and the desire of LIV Golf to remain a separate league appears to be one of the biggest hurdles that have to be cleared. The future of the LIV Golf League and its team golf's place in the future ecosystem in the sport are additional sticking points for the Saudis. While Jay exudes a confident tone when talking about the merger talks, the reunification of golf might be further away than previously believed. Meanwhile, Rory isn't the least convinced that a PGA deal is going to get done with Saudi Arabia's PIF for the reunification of men's professional golf. He believes the PGA and the PIF haven't inched any closer to reaching an agreement despite meeting with the president. Because it takes two to tango, one willing and ready party and another unwilling and reluctant one doesn't make a match. While it would be nice to have all the world's best golfers competing in tournaments outside of the four majors every season, the PGA Tour doesn't necessarily need the deal moving forward from a pure PGA perspective. The momentum for the PGA is currently pretty strong, TV ratings are good and steady, and the TGL appears to be a pretty additive to the overall PGA scenario. Jordan echoed Rory's sentiments that the PGA PIF deal is not a necessity and added that bringing LIV Golf players to the PGA fold is number 10 on the list of 10 things the PGA has to address at the moment. This is in the light of a $3 billion investment by Strategic Sports Group in PGA Tour Enterprises, the tour's new commercial venture. PGA Tour Enterprises provide financial incentives for golfers to play in the PGA Tour for at least 8 years to earn their full remuneration, and at the same time discourage them from defecting from the PGA to LIV. PGA Tour Enterprises launched their player equity program in 2024, granting $930 million to be distributed to 193 eligible PGA players. The bulk of the money, to the tune of $750 million, went to 36 players based on their career performance in the last 5 years and their stature in a recent program measuring their star power. On the other side of the fence, in response to rumors that he is looking into a PGA return after his LIV contract expires in 2026, Bryson says he is not going anywhere. He is confident that the LIV circuit will survive, regardless of a done deal between the PGA and the PIF. When asked how he sees the state of LIV Golf in the next 6 years, he says he sees LIV Golf continuing to grow at an exponential pace in years to come. As the captain of the LIV Crushers team, his goal is to create a lasting legacy that impacts the lives of millions of golfers around the world. Part of this legacy is the building of a community around a multi-sport complex center on over 200 acres of land from his LIV Golf wealth. The center will include a driving range, golf course, residences, and a community center. The goal is to attract more people to the sport and trigger a population increase in the Central Valley of California, particularly in his hometown of Clovis. While Rory and many others want to get everyone back together moving forward, it is a known fact that there are players who won't be pleased with the end result of a merger should its completion eventually arrives. It's time to know what the PGA players demand in exchange for the return of the LIV Defectors to the fold. Here it is. So what are the PGA Tour players asking from the LIV Defectors should they decide to return to the PGA umbrella? PGA Tour players want reparation from the golfers who defected to LIV Golf, particularly Jon Rahm. They weren't pleased with the $500 million contract Jon signed with LIV in 2023. PGA views Jon's defection has been seen as detrimental to the peace accords, while LIV counters that PGA is courting private equity investments as a break from the talks. Among the reparations they are demanding are the return of the earnings they made from LIV Golf, fines for participation on PGA Tour events, donating money to charity, or forfeiture of their PGA Tour winnings. Jon and his fellow LIV Golf defectors refuse to accept any sort of punishment for their transfer from the PGA to LIV. They vehemently declared that they took a risk leaving the PGA, so why should they be penalized for this risk? In the case of all disagreements, an eventual compromise is inevitable. As to the speed in shaping that compromise, it would depend on the weight of the PGA Tour players endorsing financial sanctions on the LIV expats. However, the idea of LIV pros giving up their career paydays to charity, having their future wages garnished, or paying back money already sitting in their bank accounts seem ridiculous and unrealistic. The peace talks between the PGA Tour and PIF have been going on for almost 2 years with no resolution in sight as yet. But your continuous viewing pleasure is very much on the horizon should you decide to become a subscriber to our channel.